Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judgment. Massive news over here, of course, and massive game for Chelsea, of course. Again, it's Newcastle. Massive game for both teams. Who's going to come on top? We'll talk about that. But Arsenal are going all in. Liverpool are going to offload Nunez to Antonio Conte and Napoli for the rebuild of the forward line for Liverpool to go on next season, trying to retain the title, of course. Big news this morning. Hit that like button, people, if you're here. Subscribe to the channel, of course, if you are new. And let's talk about it. Arsenal are going all in, of course. Arsenal are going all in, people, for next season, with Gyokeres being linked. Zubimendi done, as it's reported, of course, as you see in front of you. What does that mean for Arsenal? What does it mean for Mikel Arteta? They are backing Mikel Arteta, of course, with a lot of signings. Of course, Gyokeres. There are other emerging news, as Rafael Leao, of course, is linked to Arsenal as a left winger in case Nico Williams is not finished and is not done, of course, next season. But we'll talk about that. But I want to first start with something before we go on and talk about Arsenal, before we go on and talk about the signings and everything. I wanted just to tell you something about this game, Newcastle versus Chelsea today. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Newcastle at the current moment, they can afford a draw. Newcastle are ahead of Chelsea on the table. Hit the like button first, okay? Because we need the likes up a little bit. Newcastle versus Chelsea is in 2 hours, correct? And Chelsea and Newcastle are on the same points. And all I wanted to say is that Chelsea have fixtures against Man United and against Nottingham Forest, while Newcastle, at the current moment, have the games against Arsenal and against Everton. They can go to Arsenal and try to get a draw, and they can go to Everton, and they're actually going to play Everton and they're going to win. I think Newcastle can afford to get a draw this game. It's a very tough place, as Say My Name Here is saying, a very tough place, St. James's Park. But I believe Chelsea have the momentum at the current moment, because if you look at this Chelsea team and how they actually played the last games, Chelsea winning against Liverpool, I actually think that they have momentum. They're going to play Manchester United after today. And if they get a point and they go on and win against Man United, I think they put themselves in very, very good place to actually play the game against Nottingham Forest. Because I have this belief that that Chelsea will be able to win against Nottingham Forest in the last game of the day, in the last game of the season. It will be a massive day. Of course, why this cushion is not fixed behind my back? But anyway, it is what it is. Hit that like button, people. Cole Palmer has to rise today. Cole Palmer has to show the world that he's up to the task today. Lavia's fit, Caicedo's there, Enzo Fernandez, Madueke is having a good game, is having a good time. Pedro Neto now is coming to the fold and having a good time. So that is Enzo Maresca today against Eddie Howe. I actually very intrigued to see who's going to come on top in terms of tactics. I know that St. James's Park is a very, very tough place to go. But in the same time, I think it depends how Newcastle play the game. If Newcastle allow Chelsea to have transitions, to have counter-attacks, I think Chelsea can win this game, can win this football match. Because I think Chelsea are going to be at their best on the counter-attack if Newcastle attack. However, if Newcastle approach the game, them playing at St. James's Park, approach it with a counter-attack, Chelsea defense is so suspect to counter-attacks. Is so suspect to counter-attacks. And that is, it's all about Enzo Maresca and how he approaches the game, and Eddie Howe as well. The players have to perform, but I believe that both teams have a set of players that are capable of winning this game for the respective clubs. Of course, Isak, Gordon, Harvey Barnes, Sandro Tonali, and also there is a massive thing today. Chelsea fans have been raving lately about how good their midfield is, about how good this midfield is. And today, we're going to see if Chelsea midfield is actually superior, as they have always told us, with Enzo, Palmer, Lavia, Caicedo, and Verting. Can they battle it against Newcastle? Can they actually do the head-to-head against the Newcastle physical midfield that will start today with Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes? I'm not sure who else is going to be at the Chelsea midfield. And this is what we're looking for. I'm looking for the midfield battle for both clubs. And listen, before we go on, thank you, Luke, for the first super chat of the stream. Appreciate you so much. Luke, always supporting the channel, always donating, always telling people to hit the like button. Guys, there's 200 people in the house, so let's get the likes up at least to 150 or something. So hit the like button underneath the live chat. In the next 5 minutes, let's target 100 likes. It helps the channel. Go to the next viewer. I already explained to you many, many times how the like button tells the YouTube algorithms that the channel has interaction. So like the video underneath the live chat. Hit the like button. Thank you, Luke, so much for telling the people to like the video. Appreciate you. Listen, all I have to say is that there's a lot of people. Wake up. News is saying, let's get this right. Newcastle have won the last 5 home matches, and Chelsea have won 1 in the last 6 away games. Absolutely, yes, you're true. But this game is a make or break. However, it is, a lot of people are saying that it's a must-win game. I don't think it's a must-win game for both teams. I think both teams can actually get a draw and still go on to actually try to win the next games. The only game that Newcastle have tough now is the Arsenal game, and playing Arsenal away at the Emirates. Newcastle have won before against Arsenal in the Cup. We remember that game when Arsenal were all out attack. And we know that Newcastle thrive a lot on the transition and on the counter-attack. So if they go to Arsenal and actually sit back, and Arsenal struggle against low blocks, and they play in the counter-attack, I believe that Newcastle can get a result. Of course, and big up Thomason, that is here, of course. Big up, guys. And this is what I'm talking about. It's a lot of factors that will be in play for these last 3 games of the Premier League. Arsenal play Liverpool today. I think that is the game that is going to be very important for them. If they win the game today, I know that top 4 has been confirmed for them. So they're going to play Champions League next season. They are focused on the transfers that we're going to talk about in a bit. Oh, you guys are doing predictions, so let's do it. My man here is saying Newcastle 2, Chelsea 0. Newcastle 3, Chelsea 1. Thomason is saying 2-1 to Liverpool today at Anfield. But that game doesn't matter. That game, Arsenal versus Liverpool, doesn't matter as much. Jackie out. The fact that we're literally on the beach more and we're able to push Chelsea back and create chances says it all. Newcastle might smash them. We'll see, Jack. But one of the things that I spoke about, Jack, is that if Newcastle go all-out attack and they try to attack Chelsea, Chelsea thrive on transition. Newcastle can create chances as Liverpool. But on the counter-attack, Chelsea have been lately been clinical on the counter-attack. They won back-to-back games. And that is the only point here, is that will Newcastle change the way they play at home a little bit? And that will suit Chelsea. Will Newcastle change the way they play and sit a little bit deep and hit Chelsea on the counter? If it was me, if I was Eddie Howe, I would sit a little bit back against Chelsea because I know that Eddie Howe knows that Chelsea's defense is not the best. However, having Caicedo and Lavia, that provides a little bit of stability and a little bit of security at the back in front of that defense with Caicedo inverting or playing right back at that time. So for me, a lot of people are saying it's a full-on conclusion that Newcastle will win, right? But I don't think so. I think there will be a lot of back and forth in this game. There will be a lot of back and forth in this game between Chelsea and Newcastle. It is not a full-on conclusion as people want to say. And to me, if I'm looking at this, I think we'll talk about it. Just tune in, like after the game, hit that like button and turn on the notification bell because I will analyze the game after Chelsea versus Newcastle. I will release a video, so turn on the notification bell. And everyone in the chat, let me know what you guys think about the result. 1-2, 2-1 for Chelsea. My man here, Henry Gustavo, saying 3-1 to Chelsea, 2-1 to Newcastle, 2-1 to Newcastle. There's a lot of people that are predicting Newcastle win, right? There's a lot of people that are predicting Newcastle win. I'm still hesitant about saying that, to be honest, about being a full. The problem is you guys say that it's a full-on conclusion, and I don't think it's a full-on conclusion, to be honest. I think there will be a lot of back and forth in this game. But Chelsea need to start the same lineup that started last game. Do you start Jackson up top, or you start Neto and you play Sancho on the left? I think you don't change anything from the team that played against Liverpool, to be honest with you. For Newcastle, there's a lot of like predicted lineups. There's a lot of like who's gonna start, blah blah blah, and all the stuff. Anthony Gordon is set to start. Willock is set to start in the midfield. Harvey Barnes on the right side. Livramento, Dan Burn, and Kieran Trippier, Tonali, and Bruno Guimaraes. For Chelsea, it will be Chalobah, Colwell, Cucurella, Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, Neto, Jackson, Madueke, and Palmer up top. But we'll see how it goes. But if Chelsea, by the way, all I have to say, if Arsenal lose today at Anfield and Chelsea win, Chelsea will be 1 point behind Arsenal. That doesn't prove anything. And we'll talk about it because there is a lot of talk lately about how close Chelsea are to Arsenal. Can Chelsea push for a title challenge next season? We'll talk about that on other shows as well. We'll talk about another 250 people. You guys, as always, fill my heart with joy, tuning into my show, tuning in here. I want to appreciate you guys. Before I go on, I want to appreciate everyone on this chat for supporting the channel, for always being here. You guys make my day. I just woke up. I set up this stream yesterday, and you guys are always supporting the channel. We agree, we disagree. You say I have agendas. I try to be as honest as I can. Wallahi, I try to be as honest as I can. But I do these shows because I love solo shows. If we get people to chat with me, I love it. Like my man here is saying, I think it will be tight, but Newcastle are going to miss Joao Linton. Chelsea midfield might dominate the ball. Good luck for both teams. I don't think Chelsea have that superior of a midfield over Bruno Guimaraes and Tonali. Both are absolutely at their peak now. Both are playing amazing brand of football now, amazing way And I don't think that you will dominate the ball as you think, unless it's by design. Unless it is by design. By design, of course. Unless Newcastle chose, and then Newcastle choose to actually give up the ball. A lot of Chelsea fans are confident, like Henry here is saying he's confident. I'm not sure about you guys. So guys, let me know if you guys are that confident about winning the game as a Chelsea fan. If I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm not that confident. I will be a little bit worried. Newcastle at St. James's Park is one of the toughest grounds, if not for me, the toughest ground to go to, along with Anfield this season. It has been very, very tough for teams to go to St. James's Park. Newcastle are, all I have to tell you guys, that I like Newcastle as a team. I like Newcastle as a club. Of course, they are owned by the Saudi sheikhs. They are owned by the Saudis. And I like Newcastle. And I want Newcastle to do well. The teams that I want to make the Champions League next season are Newcastle, Chelsea, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. I think that fits. I think that makes the Premier League better. If these 5 teams make the Champions League, I think it makes the Champions League better, and it makes the Premier League better. And I think the 5 teams, if they go to the Champions League next season, I think all 5 of them make it to the next round. They make it to the round of 16. They make it to, the round of 32. Along with Spurs, I want Spurs to make Champions League under Ange Postecoglou. So 6 teams. I am not sure if Spurs will go to the second round, but I think that if these 5 teams go to the Champions League, the reason why I want Newcastle to go to the Champions League, I want to see Newcastle with Champions League money when they're allowed to spend more. Who they're going to attract? Which players are going to sign? They are linked to Semenyo. I think they are actually, there is news that I wanted to share with you guys. It is, let me just do this. Bookmarking this. Let me just show you some news that I actually, here you go. This news, of course, with Xabi Hernandez. Newcastle have approached Xabi Hernandez to gauge his interest in becoming the next manager. Club hierarchy believe his stature could help elevate the team to the next level, both on and off the pitch. If this is true, listen, I like Eddie Howe. I don't think Eddie Howe is bad. I think Eddie Howe is very, very good. But I think if they go and get Xabi Hernandez, and they get Mbeumo, and they get Semenyo, I don't think they're going to get both. They're only going to go for Mbeumo for that right side. I genuinely believe that Newcastle will be a force next season. They're still linked for other midfielders as well. But so Newcastle going and get Xabi Hernandez. A lot of Arsenal fans that are saying Xabi Hernandez over Arteta, but that talk is dead. That talk is dead, to be honest with you, because I don't think that Arteta is going anywhere. We'll talk about Arsenal in a bit. We'll talk about Gyokeres, Zubimendi, Rafael Leao, and the links. And also we'll see what Liverpool are linked to, of course, with Darwin Nunez linked to Napoli. But listen, Newcastle, I'm going to say this, guys. And am I not sure? Like, I want to say this. And I want you guys to open your mind. If Newcastle get Xabi Hernandez and get Mbeumo and they make Champions League, and Chelsea keep Enzo Maresca, sign a player, I don't know who, do we think that Newcastle and Chelsea now are kind of in the same level? Do we think that if Chelsea can push for a title, can Newcastle, I'm not saying push to win the title, but be comfortably in the top 3, top 4 without even a struggle? Right? Do we think that is something that I can, like we can sit here and talk about that Newcastle can be a higher level, right? Is that something that we can actually say that Chelsea, people take it for granted because Chelsea's name, because how Chelsea get Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, that Chelsea automatically are better than Newcastle. I don't think so. I don't think so. I would rather stick with Eddie Howe, but Xabi Hernandez is a winner. Xabi Hernandez can take maybe Newcastle to try to push for other trophies. I know that Eddie Howe has won the Carabao Cup for Newcastle. But won't Xavi even make the style of play better? Won't Xavi make the style of play better? We'll see about this. We'll see if they can do this. Over 300 people in the house. We're not even on 100 likes, you frauds. We're not even on 100 likes. Can we get to 200 likes live? Challenge for you guys. 200 likes live. Xavi suits Spurs. No, he doesn't. He suits Newcastle to the T. No. Xavi suits Newcastle to the T. So absolutely not. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Who are Liverpool linked with? Look, man. Liverpool. Listen, we'll see how it goes. Oh my God, this is not old news, old news. Old news, yeah. Oh my God, this is great. Great news for Liverpool. Great news for Liverpool, of course. There are news for Liverpool. But listen, we're talking about Xavi Hernandez. Xavi is very good. Xavi Hernandez, I think, is a very, very good coach. Even though maybe you think I didn't like rate him as high as other people say as footballer, I actually think he's a good coach. He introduced Lamine Yamal. He won Barcelona the league. Basically, he worked with a Barcelona team that is not as great, and he still won the league, in my opinion. But for Newcastle, I think as Lorenzo here is saying, I think people are sleeping on Newcastle. If they make top four, lots of big names will consider going to them as they have owners that they are ambitious. I actually believe it. I believe so. I believe that people will want to go to Newcastle. A lot, like people say that I've never been to the Newcastle as a town, but I believe that the team itself, the club itself, will be able to attract names because you know what? They have ambition. They can do things. I genuinely believe that. But listen, I wanted to go to other news for Liverpool but listen, let's go. Napoli have inquired about Darwin Nunez. There are a lot of rumors about Liverpool at the current moment. You know what I mean? There is the Chiesa news. There is the Chiesa news. And of course, there is the Napoli. And I actually think that Darwin Nunez, Cal, big up my man, Cal, for the super chat. We'll actually talk about Arsenal. I want to hear your take, Cal. Well, to be honest, I want to hear your take about the links for Arsenal. Because you're someone who has been a little bit hesitant about backing Arteta and what Arteta will do. We'll talk about Arsenal after the Liverpool news. Because there is a lot of news about Arsenal lately. If you were Xavi, would you take Newcastle or wait and see for Arsenal? I would want him since time would be up for Arteta. That is why I wait. Because I don't think time is up for Arteta. I don't think time is up for Arteta, my man. I don't think that is true. I don't think time is up for Mikel Arteta. Because you have to look at the links and we'll talk about it, Cal. I would, if I was Xavi, I would go to Newcastle. Number one, for a couple of reasons at Newcastle. Number one, the pressure is way less than Arsenal. If Xavi Hernandez go to Arsenal, I think the pressure is instantly on him. There is no rebuild. There is no waiting. He has to win. He has to actually do this. I would go to Newcastle where the pressure is less. All they're going to ask him for is to stay in the Champions League, maybe reach the second round of the Champions League. So I believe that if I was Xavi Hernandez, I would go to Newcastle because it's more job security. And the owners are more ambitious than Arsenal. More ambitious than Arsenal. They're more ambitious than Arsenal. So for me, I would go there. But I would go to Newcastle, to be honest. But Darwin Nunez, Matteo Moretti is a trusted source. He talks about the rumors. Napoli getting Darwin Nunez makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot. Stay with us, Cal, because I want to hear your opinion when we come to Arsenal, Gyokeres, and Zubimendi and all these things. Let me just talk to the Liverpool fans. Because I'm telling you, I am an Inter fan. I've been coached by Antonio Conte. Darwin Nunez suits Antonio Conte to the T. And the reason why he suits Antonio Conte to the T is Antonio Conte wants to play a two-striker formation. He has Lukaku. He's looking for another rapid striker. And the rapid striker is Darwin Nunez. That suits him to the T. So I think this links is real. These links are genuine. And I think he can get the best out of Darwin Nunez. If there is one coach in the world that knows how to get the best out of any striker, it is Antonio Conte. And Napoli should cash in. The problem is negotiating with De Laurentiis. Negotiating with the Napoli president is very hard. So for the Liverpool fans that think they're going to get 60, 70 million pounds for Darwin Nunez, it is not going to happen. If Saudi comes in, and I believe it depends on the wages though. If Darwin Nunez is after the wages and Saudi come in with an offer, I believe he goes to Saudi Arabia. But if Darwin Nunez wants to revive his career and wants to still play in the Champions League and wants to prove himself in Europe, because he's young, remember, Darwin Nunez is not old. I believe he's 25. I believe he goes to Napoli. With Antonio Conte, there is no striker that has failed before. I can't remember a striker. I don't think that there is a striker out there, right? There is a striker out there that didn't thrive under Antonio Conte. So it depends on the player's ambition. If he wants to revive his career, he goes to Napoli. If he wants to earn good money and talk about the money, you go to Saudi Arabia, where the lights are not on you, nobody's going to watch you, you're not going to prove any people wrong. I know that footballers sometimes think about the money, which is fine. But there are a lot of people that don't think about the money. Look at Kevin De Bruyne, for example, who's preferring to stay in England other than going to Saudi or MLS, where he can earn a lot of money. So Kevin De Bruyne, for example, is still looking to play top football. Mohamed Salah chose to stay at Liverpool over going to Saudi Arabia because he still wants to have another shot at the Champions League of winning trophies in Europe before going to the Saudi Arabia. But this link is so suited to Darwin Nunez and Napoli. Does it suit Liverpool? The money is a little bit less than what you're going to get from Saudi Arabia. But this gives Liverpool a little bit of money to actually start going for a striker, right? Who is the striker? I know there are a lot of Liverpool fans think that they're going to go for Isak. I don't think Liverpool get Isak. There's a lot of talk around. Of course, there are a lot of videos about Isak. Isak to Liverpool, we're here for it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think that Isak will leave Newcastle to go to I don't believe he's going to go to Liverpool. I don't see Isak leaving Newcastle, especially if they make Champions League, to go to Liverpool. I believe he stays at least another year to see what the club is about, to see if they can stay in the Champions League, see how far they can go in the Champions League. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe that. I believe this news that it is not going to be as straightforward as people think about it. If Liverpool get Osimhen for Darwin Nunez, I think that is, as Sleepy Forest is saying, I think that is fantastic for them. I think that is great for them, to be honest. Like, I genuinely think that suits them. Does Osimhen suit Liverpool? Yes. Yes, Osimhen suits Liverpool. Osimhen is a striker that Mohamed Salah can feed all day long. And Osimhen will get 20 plus goals at Liverpool next season if he joins Liverpool. So this news is massive for Liverpool, in my opinion. I genuinely believe that this is something that Liverpool need to look at. A swap deal, Darwin Nunez for Osimhen. However, I don't believe that Napoli rate Darwin Nunez or value Darwin Nunez as much as Osimhen. Unless Osimhen push for the move. You get my point? Unless Osimhen push for the move. So for me, I'm looking at this. Victor Osimhen, maybe Liverpool pay like 10 million difference, or even they value, because if they value Darwin Nunez in Europe as 45 million, Osimhen is valued as 55 million pounds, about 65 million euros. So I believe that that swap deal is great. Napoli will definitely lowball Liverpool, 100% as Nathan is saying. 100% as Nathan is saying. There are the other news about Liverpool that there's another swap deal. Another swap deal. Yes, Vel. Osimhen will push for the move, right? And Liverpool have shown lately that they are willing to pay the wages for the top players. Liverpool have shown lately that they are willing to pay the wages for the top players. So if you're a Liverpool fan at the current moment, you look at this and you think, I think we are in okay hands. I think we are in good hands. I think we are in good hands, to be honest with you. So I know that a lot of people have been FSG out and all of this, but handing Mohamed Salah that contract, handing Van Dijk that contract with the links that Liverpool are linked to at the current moment, I genuinely believe it's good. Atalanta could reportedly bring Italy international Federico Chiesa back to Serie A after experiences Liverpool potentially as part of an exchange with Adam Al-Lokman. How happy would you be? But listen, you have to pay. You have to pay about 30 or 25 million pounds for Adam Al-Lokman. How happy are you about this? I believe you're going to be over the moon with this. Because this, I think Lokman on that left wing will revive it. But Diaz is going to be out. Why not? Why not? Someone is saying absolutely not. Right? What is that? This, they sell, if Liverpool sell Jota, if Liverpool sell Diaz, they get Lokman, they get Darwin Nunez, they keep Gakpo, they get another forward. I think that is just reviving your front line without a shadow of a doubt. Does that match what Arsenal are doing? Can I ask you guys something for real? If Arsenal get Zubimendi and they get Gyokeres and they try to go for Leao, who has a Salah is there next season? I want to hear your opinion, seriously. Osimhen, Lokman, Salah, or Gyokeres, Leao, Saka? Who is better, Arsenal or Liverpool? Osimhen, Salah, Lokman, Saka, Gyokeres, Leao. Who is better? Or Nico Williams instead of Leao? Who is better? Right? Your wedding. You are getting married. Congratulations. Congratulations, my friend. But one of the things that people say about Salah, do we think that Salah next season is going to be able to replicate this season? Do we think that Salah next season is going to be able to replicate what happened this season? I know that a lot of people are saying Salah is worth 3 and Salah is 3 players, as Cal Corner is saying. But do we think that Salah will be able to get a 47 GA next season? Do we think that Salah is going to be able to do that? What's the maximum that you think Salah will get next season? I know that he proved a lot of people wrong, but what do you think Salah is going to get? 30 GA? Like 20 goals, 10 assists? Is he going to get 40 GA again? Do we think that Salah will be able to get 20 goals, 20 assists again? Or 25 goals, 15 assists next season again? Do we think that? Is that something that you think he can do that? If he gets 30 GA, right? If he gets 30 GA, I don't think that is bad. I think that is very, very good for Salah next season. 30 GA is very, very good. 20 goals, 10 assists. I believe that will be very, very good. But I believe he can push for 30, 35. Minimum 30 GA, fair enough. Fair enough for the people that are saying minimum. Guys, 400 people in the house. Again, 200 likes minimum. At least half of you. I'm sure there is 200 of you that haven't hit the like button. Looks like thumbs up underneath your live chat. Get me to 200 likes soon. It helps the channel. Mo, if Saka struggle next year, Arsenal will again stumble. But if they get Gyokeres, if they get Nico Williams, and we'll talk about Arsenal if you want to move to Arsenal. But I want to approach this from a different approach, right? Now that they got Zubimendi over the line, okay? Now that they got Zubimendi over the line, why are we not taking Arsenal serious? Why there is still a lot of people that are not taking Arsenal serious? Is it because of Mikel Arteta? Is it because Mikel Arteta is not serious? Is it because Mikel Arteta got knocked out of the UEFA Champions League semi-final? Is that why? By the way, yeah, but it's Zubimendi, but also you have to understand, Mo, that they are actually now leading the race to Gyokeres. The rival, like Gunners are leading the race to signing Victor Gyokeres, right? So if they gave Victor Gyokeres, who has this amount of goals, right? And if they get a left winger, as it's reported by them, because Nico Williams remain Arsenal's priority, but if their pursuit fails, they are considering a move for Rafa, Leao, and Gittins. I'm not sure if Gittins is the right one, right? But if Arsenal get Rafa, Leao, and they get Gyokeres, right? What? And Zubimendi. Don't you think that Arsenal, their defense is very strong, strongest in the league at the current moment, one of the strongest in Europe, right? The problem that you talk about is Arteta, right? Are we saying that Arteta is not a good coach? Are you guys saying that Arteta is not a good coach, or do you question his mentality though? Do you question his mentality, or do you question his ability? By the way, there are a lot of differences between ability as a coach and mentality. Nobody questions a lot of players' ability, but they question mentality. They question, can they get it over the line? Can this team cope under pressure? Right? Yes, Mo. As you said, if they get all three, they're all set. Zubimendi, Leao, or Nico Williams, and Gyokeres, Arsenal are serious. Without a shadow of a doubt, Arsenal are serious, right? So if they get that, I think they are become serious right away. I think they become serious right away. Like, the problem is, do you trust Arteta with the squad to win something next season? To win a Premier League? By the way, I am telling you from now, Arteta's time at Arsenal have moved past winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. If he gets these players and he doesn't win the Champions League or the Premier League, he still failed. I know that a lot of people will tell you win the cups and all that. That was in the beginning. That was a year ago or 2 years ago. Winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, signing Gyokeres, signing Nico Williams or Rafa Leao, signing Zubimendi is not enough. Is actually not enough, right? It is something that is not enough for Arsenal. Like, you're not going to tell me here that you're going to spend all that money, get all these players, talk about world-class players, right? And you're going to talk about winning the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. With all due respect, teams win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup on the rebuild. The rebuild is done. Your rebuild is finished. It's done. You should be ready by now. You have a coach that has been here for a lot of time. You have built a team. If you get these signings over the line, I think you're ready to win the big trophies, not the cups. You know, Newcastle win the cup in the rebuild. You know my point. Man City won the cup in the rebuild. You don't win the cups and think it's an achievement, it's a trophy, right? Arsenal need to target the Premier League or the Champions League. They can't just sit here and target the cups, to be honest with you. You're not going to tell me that Liverpool next season will sign Osimhen and get Lookman and target a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup. Liverpool are going for the Champions League. Liverpool are going for the Premier League. This is what they're going for, right? And big up, Cal. Appreciate you so much, my man. Thank you so much. Arteta's a good coach. He's not elite. Of course, he's not elite. He hasn't won a major trophy in his lifetime. I still doubt He can win a major, which is a Champions League or the Premier League. Even with Gyokeres and Zubimendi, he gets in his own way a lot. I am hoping he can fix problems, and I'm hoping forwards can fix the problem and win anyway. Don't you think, Cal, that if Arsenal signed the Gyokeres this season and signed a left winger and Saka stayed fit, that you would have been better this season? But there is one more thing that I spoke about lately, and I want to get your opinion on. I think Arsenal have a massive problem in the midfield with Martin Odegaard. This guy, Arteta, moved him to be a deep line playmaker on an 8. And the creativity all comes from the side. And I think he's replicating something that happened, for example, in other teams. Let me give you an example. Barcelona, for example, their creativity and their directness come from Lamine Yamal mostly and from Rafinha on both sides. However, Barcelona have elite midfielders. And also, the one that plays behind the forwards is the Dani Olmo sometimes, and he comes in as a second striker. The problem is Arsenal play 3 midfielders this season that are not attacking. None of them is an attacking midfielder. For the people that keep saying, right, the Odegaard is an attacking midfielder, he completely switched off of this. Odegaard is now someone who plays as an 8, who gets involved in the build-up play, who doesn't get a lot of creativity, who doesn't get a lot of goals, doesn't get a lot of assists. Arsenal, if they sign Zubimendi, and they have Thomas Partey, and they have Declan Rice, and they have Mikel Merino, I believe that Arsenal should go and sign an elite creator, like a Fermin, like someone that plays behind the forwards, like a Fermin Lopez, someone like a Wirtz. But I know that Arsenal will not do this. Arsenal will not get Zubimendi and a left winger and a striker, and on top of that, they will get a midfielder. I know the Arsenal midfield will still be the same. In addition to that will be Zubimendi. They won't get an attacking midfielder. And the problem is going to be, again, and I'm going to share something with you guys. I'm going to share something with you that was shared with me. I'm going to share something that you guys will be astonished by this. Will be astonished by this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to share something on the screen that you guys will be astonished by it, to be honest with you. This is going to be a shock to a lot of people. Just hold on. Like the video. Watch this. Big up Cal for the super chat. Arsenal are dead last in the league, along with a lot of teams, along with Tottenham, Wolves, from creating from the middle of the pitch. Also, look at Arsenal from the left side. Arsenal are the lowest ranked team from the creativity from that left side. Dead last, right? But Arsenal are top of the league from the creativity from the right side. They're so reliant on creating from the wingers. They're so reliant on creating by Saka. Look at them. They are last in the league in creating from the middle. How is that? If you need to add an attacking midfielder, right? You need to add someone that will create from the middle. And they haven't added that. They don't have this. And that is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? They need an attacking midfielder that will create. They need an attacking midfielder that will be able to create for them, because they don't have one. It's either you move Odegaard to be an 8, and the problem with that, to be honest, is one thing. Odegaard is a very complex player. You need an 8. If he's going to be an 8 and they add another creative midfielder, Odegaard needs to contribute defensively. But Odegaard is one of the weakest players I have seen in duels. One of the weakest players I have seen in duels. Like, he's so weak It is unbelievable that he cannot play as an 8 unless he plays for a team like a Barcelona. Inshallah, Habibi Abdullah. Inshallah, tomorrow you will do very well in your exam. Inshallah, Abdullah, tomorrow you will do very, very well in your exam, my friend. Inshallah. Pray for Abdullah, people. He has an exam. Make dua for him. He is so weak, as we watched against PSG, as we watched against Bournemouth, indoors. You cannot have an 8 that is that weak. What I mean by weak, like physically, the guy is so weak. Pulls out of duels, as I said before, can't challenge people. And I genuinely believe that that is something that you need to look at, to be honest. Like, he is so weak, you know? Like, he's someone that is, I don't think he can play as an 8. Right? I don't think he can play as an 8, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I don't think he can play as an 8 because, yes, he can pass the ball around. He can do this or that. But also at the same time, they might need to just play Zubimendi and Declan Rice and get an attacking midfielder, to be honest. Like, someone that it's either he's elite in creating chances, like a Cole Palmer or someone like a Wirtz, or they move to an 8 that is stronger than him, that can actually win challenges. And then they get an attacking midfielder because, bro, I don't think, like, he can pass the ball a lot, but when Arsenal are under the cush, he's not 8, bro, to be honest with you. I know that Wirtz, I said similar T. I said someone similar to Wirtz. I didn't say someone that is, I didn't say by Wirtz, but someone similar to Wirtz. That is my take on it. You know what I mean? Similar to Wirtz. You get my point? Like, it doesn't have to be Wirtz as a name. It can be someone like a little bit similar to Wirtz. Like, there are, and by the way, the people that keep saying, but who? Wallahi, that's not my fucking job to scout for an attacking midfielder. Liverpool fucking scouted Arne Slot. Man City scouted other players. Not my job. There are scouts at Arsenal that can go to Spain, go to Germany, go to Italy, go to Portugal, and scout a fucking attacking midfielder that will work. Well, like, do we have to do the job for the clubs at the current moment? Is this 2025? Like, we have to scout managers, players, center backs, set-piece coaches, medical staff for them? No, we don't. It's their fucking job to scout a player. It's not fucking like just my job. But who they gonna bring? That's not my fucking job. You fucking do your job. You get paid hundreds of thousands to fucking scout. Arteta is such a stat man. I'm surprised he doesn't want to address that graph. He just showed Odegaard also isn't complicated. He's just not good enough. Probably. He's not good enough. By the way, I'm telling you one thing. If you get Zubimendi, you don't need fucking Odegaard. If Odegaard doesn't go back to being creative, you fucking don't need Odegaard. Zubimendi does the job. Zubimendi does the facilitator, the conductor, the connector job better than Odegaard. Like Zubimendi, on the ball, getting the ball from the defense to the offense is better because he drops deep, get the ball, carries the ball, and pass the ball to the forward line and to the attacking midfielder better. You don't need Odegaard unless Odegaard moved back to 2 seasons ago, who needs to be top of Europe in big chances created. But if you're fucking gonna use Odegaard as a conductor again, why you fucking need Zubimendi then? Why you need Zubimendi? Zubimendi does Odegaard's job this season better than Odegaard. So fucking it's either you move him along, or fucking get him back to his best. And here is the problem with this. It's a massive problem. Arsenal cannot go next season with an if, a but, and a maybe. Arsenal should go next season with assurances. What I mean by this, Arsenal went on this season with can Havertz go back and replicate last season's performance? Can Martinelli go back and get to the form that he was 2 years ago? Now, next season, the captain, Martin Odegaard, Arsenal cannot go with that. Can Odegaard go back to the form that he had before the injuries? There is no can. There is no maybe. There is no, oh, if Odegaard go back to that, he will be amazing. You can do this. You can. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Just then. You can do this. Zubimendi, I don't watch a lot of Zubimendi, Tina. He's good, but he's not like he's very good in that. Like, I think he does the facilitator, conductor job very well. And I think he will suit Arteta to the T in that role. So I genuinely think it suits Arsenal very, very well. And for the people that keep saying, and there is another thing, for the people that keep saying, will Gyokeres hit the ground running? But Arsenal can do so much. What I mean by this, a Gyokeres signing is not a maybe. Gyokeres score a lot of goals. And Osimhen signing for Liverpool is not, can he hack it in the Premier League? You can only do so much. You can only sign the players that are established. And Gyokeres is an established player. Osimhen is an established player. They do this. Osimhen is an established footballer. If Liverpool, so if Gyokeres signs for Arsenal and it doesn't work, I'm not going to fault Arsenal. It's not their fault. For example, Man City signing Omar Marmoush, it's not their fault if it doesn't work. Like Liverpool signing Osimhen, it's not their fault if it doesn't work. Same for Nunez. Same for Nunez, for example, for Liverpool. When Liverpool signed Nunez, he was coming from a season that is very good. It doesn't work. Maybe that is scouting because he had one season. Gyokeres has been good for 2 seasons now. So Arsenal signing Gyokeres it's not an if and but a maybe. It's genuinely an established player that Arsenal need. Guys, 200 likes, almost 400 people. Like the video underneath the live chat. Let me know. Nobody can predict any player from Portuguese league to be a success, but Gyokeres has scored a lot of goals. He has the physicality. If you watch Gyokeres, he suits the Premier League. Right? He suits the Premier League, J Porter. He suits the Premier League. Guys, we have 200 votes and we need, I know we don't have a lot of people from America this early, so let's get the likes up. Vote and get the likes up a little bit. Nkunku to Arsenal, here we go. Ya akhi baqى. There's no Nkunku to Arsenal. They better win the treble next year to make up for the last couple of years. The Arsenal are not going to win the treble. Have some shame. If a player coming from the Dutch or the Portuguese league, they need amazing stats, which Gyokeres has. Exactly, Celtics. You're being objective. Like, for example, if Man United are going for Gyokeres and they sign Gyokeres, if they sign Gyokeres, it's good. It's established signing. Thank you so much, my man. Why have some shame? Why have some shame? By the way, Gyokeres is linked to Man United. Why? By the way, Gyokeres is still linked to Man United for the people that don't know. But I have to talk to you about something. A lot of people are talking about I'm glazing Arteta. And why do you defend Arteta so much? Why do you defend Arteta so much? I don't defend Arteta. Arteta has failed this season. But at the same time, I can't just deny that Arteta is a good coach. Can he get them over the line? We are fucking getting him the tools. They're getting him Gyokeres. They're getting him Zubimendi. They're going to get him a left winger. Now fucking deliver. Now fucking deliver now. Deliver. It's the, and by the way, what I mean by fucking deliver, it's the fucking Premier League or the Champions League. And there is something that happened when some people said, by the way, some people said that Arsenal fans overrate their players. So basically, if Arsenal fans overrate their players, are they not great? So how is Arteta keeping them second? How is Arteta getting them to a Champions League final, though? You get my point? You can't have it both ways. But I think he failed this season, to be honest. He failed to build the team. He failed to actually make the team work. I think his style of play has regressed massively. But also injuries didn't help him. But again, there are contexts, but there are no excuses because you had the money in the summer. And I repeat that again. Arsenal wanted Sesko. That means there was money for a striker. You wanted a striker. But because Sesko said no, you chose to go this season with Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's a choice that you didn't go for a striker last summer. It's a choice that you didn't go for another striker. It's a choice that you only wanted to wait for Sesko until Berta came and said, fuck this, we're going for Gyokeres. Gyokeres was available last summer for a set fee. You could have signed Gyokeres. You chose not to. Yes, you went for Nico Williams. And if Nico Williams didn't work, why didn't you go for another left winger? Why did you want to wait? And here we go. Season is fucked for you. Simply season is fucked for you. It's fucked. I am telling you that Arteta wanted to revive and make the Kai Havertz signing work by him telling people that the 65 million he spent on Kai Havertz is not a waste. It's not down the drain. He wanted that. He wanted this. And it backfired. It is backfired. Because he's injured, yes, but he didn't replicate. Martinelli couldn't replicate 2 seasons ago. It backfired. You could have gone for Kvaratskhelia, as my man here is saying. You could have gone for other left wingers in the league or other leagues, but you chose not to. You chose not to. Big up SG, Mo. Can I be honest? Even if we buy quality attacking players, Arteta is going to make them worse by his tactics, and his inexperience will not get Arsenal over the line. I disagree with this. Didn't Arteta improve Gabriel? Didn't Arteta improve Saliba? Didn't Arteta improve Declan Rice? Didn't Arteta even improve Odegaard for the last 2 seasons? Yes, he regressed this season. But didn't Arteta improve Odegaard? Didn't Arteta improve players like Gabriel? He improved players. You have to be honest. He improved Saka as well. You are not going to be sitting here and saying that change the manager, the team is ready to win if it wasn't for Arteta's work. You can't have it both ways. Even rivals would tell you this. Rivals question Arteta's mentality, Arteta's stubbornness of getting over the line. But none of us here is saying that Arteta's a bad coach. He improved players. So for USG to come here and say that Arteta is going to make players worse? No. No, he doesn't make players worse. He doesn't. He doesn't make players worse. The problem with it is he turns them. But even Saka's an attacking player. Saka. Havertz last season exceeded his goal tally last season. Odegaard in the last, forget this season. There is a sample size. Last 2 seasons, Odegaard have produced good numbers. Declan Rice has improved the attacking numbers in terms of goals and chance creation even. So how? Like, you pick and choose what you want. You pick and choose what you want. SG. With all due respect to you, my man, you pick and choose. Saka has been improving every year under Arteta. That's an attacking player, isn't it? That's an attacking player, isn't it? No, I think Saliba has gotten better. That you're telling me that he was that good when he was playing in France? No. Yes, Arteta made Odegaard worse. And you know my opinion, Somali Flame. My man, you know my opinion. He made him worse. He turned him into an 8 that can't be an 8. He turned him into an 8 that can't be an 8. You guys are disingenuous. Yes, of course he did. Yeah, of course he did. Is the lineup for Chelsea out? And Newcastle? I want to see that lineup. I want to see the lineup. Is the lineup for Chelsea out? And the lineups are out. Newcastle, what the fuck? What the fuck? Are you guys seeing Newcastle? Oh my God. We're going to go back to, just give me a second, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is Chelsea's lineup. Caicedo, Shalaba, Kul, Kukurea, Lavia, Enzo, Neto, Palmer, Madueke, Jackson. It's the same lineup as last time. Oh my God, are you watching this lineup? Is he serious? What is he doing? Oh my God, Newcastle are going all out. Botman, Shar, Livramento, Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Dan Burn. Oh my God. What is he doing? Is he playing? No, I think, I'm not sure how this lineup will go. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's go back to Arsenal and SG here, my man. I've never rated Odegaard, and Mo, you don't think an elite manager would improve Saka to another level? I don't know, but he improved him. I don't know, SG. I don't know, my man. I genuinely don't know. Like, but he improved Saka. Like, Saka has been improving. What do you think he goes? Like, you think Pep Guardiola improved Saka? Maybe. Maybe. Maybe he does. Big up, guys. Hit the like button. Are we in 200 likes yet? Yes, we are on 200 likes. 3-0. Newcastle are going all out, and that suits Chelsea, by the way, on the counter attack. Be honest with you. That suits Chelsea on the counter attack. Actually. Why my mouse is like showing cursor? I just let me just do something quickly. No. What is happening? Why that happened? Okay. Here we go. We're back in it. Hit that like button, people. Come on now. Hit that. I know there is a lot of like there is a lot of watch-alongs are gonna start now. Where's Hussam? Watch-along. Is Hussam doing a watch-along? Is Hussam doing a watch-along? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna check, to be honest with you. Someone check for me. Is Hussam doing a watch-along? Is he doing a watch-along for Chelsea, though? No, he's not. He's actually not doing a watch-along. We need to maybe redirect to Lewis then. Here, free Lewis. Well, I'm not leaving yet. The show is not over. We still have time together. We'll see if, we'll see. Newcastle is always interesting. Watch, win or lose, 100%. Oh, yeah, he hasn't scheduled the stream. I'm redirecting to Lewis. But listen, for Arsenal, people are just not taking them serious. And I know it's because of Arteta and all this talk. But do you think Arsenal will be a title challengers next season, to be honest, if they sign these players? Do you think they are favorites even to win the title at all? Do you think they're going to be one of the teams that we sit here and say that they can win the title? What do you guys think, to be honest? What do you guys think, to be honest? I'm not sure, actually. I'm actually not sure. I'm a little bit questioning. Like, I don't think, by the way, even if Arsenal sign Gyokeres, and even if Arsenal sign Nico Williams and Zubimendi, I wouldn't sit here and tell you that Arsenal are title favorites. I do watch Serie A. How good would Leao would be good. However, Cal, Leao is a diva on the pitch. Doesn't defend, plays only when he needs to. If Arteta can fix this, I am telling you, Leao's ability is elite. What I mean elite, like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like Leao can be one of the best wingers in the world. The problem with Leao is that he is so moody. He's a diva. He is someone that plays when he wants. He is someone that doesn't, like you don't, Leao literally won Milan the title 3 years ago by himself. But the problem with him is his attitude. His attitude. Some games, he is top-notch. Like, phenomenal. Better than a lot of players that you see in the world. And some games, he's completely ass. Like, he doesn't get involved at all. If Arteta can get this guy to buy into Arsenal and get the best out of him in every game, he'll be one of the best wingers in the world. In the world. He is a diva, to be honest with you. Big up my guy. Like the video, people. He is a diva. Yes, exactly. Spot on. He lacks the Salah and Saka consistency. But if Arsenal talk to the guy, and maybe, I'm going to tell you one thing. Maybe Leao does this for Milan because he thinks he's better than the team. Because he is basically Milan's best player and by far. He's a diva, maybe because he thinks he's better than a lot of other players. If he joins Arsenal, he doesn't think that he's the best player at Arsenal, maybe he stays humble. I'm not sure. I think it will be a draw, to be honest. I think it will be a draw, to be honest. Guys, can I tell you guys something? We're actually 20 subs away from actually 31,600. So hit the like button. I didn't say Newcastle. I didn't say Newcastle. I actually didn't give a prediction. Don't lie on my name. You owe me. Don't lie on my name. I didn't say Newcastle. I didn't say Newcastle at all. I didn't. 20 subs, people. Just 20 subs. I didn't say Chelsea. I didn't say Newcastle. I said it could be a draw. I said it could be a draw. But I want to say, like, if Newcastle, I can't wait for the game, to be honest. I can't wait for the game. But we'll talk. We'll have a whole summer, me and you, to talk about Arsenal, signings, links, Chelsea signings, and Newcastle, Liverpool, and all. Big up Abdi, Mats. Anyway, I gotta go, guys, because I got a meeting in about 20 minutes and I need to do things. So I'm gonna see you on the other side. I wanna say I'm redirecting you to Lewis. I want everyone to go to Lewis and type Judge Mo Raid. I'll be in the chat. Copy paste Judge Mo Raid, people, please. Judge Mo Raid, guys, in Lewis stream, please like the video before you go. We can get to 250 likes. Like the video before we go. And go to Lewis and Judge Mo Raid, people. Let's go. Let's go to Lewis. And let's see how it goes in the game. Enjoy your day in football. We'll meet today. There are too many streams. Let's go. See you guys on the other side.